that the soul lives forever, either with Christ in life or without him in death. I won't spend any more time arguing the worth of one human soul, but I will, and this sermon seems more like a conversation to me. I hope you'll receive it like that we're family and we're talking about things that are important this morning, because I simply want to just ask you some questions. And I kind of want it to feel like I'm sitting at your table or my table and we have a good cup of coffee. And we're talking about things that matter. What would you give if you had the opportunity to have your soul changed for eternity, or if you had the opportunity to be a person that God uses to change a person's soul for eternity, giving them life eternal instead of death eternal, what would you give? What would your life mission be? That's a great question that each of us should really ask. What are we here for? What is our mission? What's the purpose that God has for us while we walk these 70 plus years if we're fortunate? Let me ask another perspective or another question. What really is your perspective about eternity? Do you spend any time dealing with issues like this? Do you really have a biblical eternal perspective? That our 70 plus years, if we get them, really are like a grain of sand compared to what's coming after our human life is over. Do you have that perspective on eternity, that the soul lives forever, either with Christ in life or without him in death? Here's another question. Is it real? What you believe, is it real? I have spent almost all of my ministry focusing on young adults. And now I'm watching them on social media, these young adults that I've interacted with for, almost 30 years. I'm watching them in what many are calling, especially on social media, deconstruction. And they're getting great encouragement on social media to go ahead and deconstruct, tear down what was built up for them by religion as they were growing up. So many of them are turning from what we would say is orthodox Christian belief, and they're deconstructing that foundation and the life that was built on those authoritative biblical truths. Because really today, this is not what I believe, really today, you just be you. And your truth is your truth. Man, if there's anything that could be farther from the rock-solid foundation that we have biblically. The call biblically is not for you to be you. It's for Jesus to be in you and live through you. What do you believe? Is this real? And what would it take for you to join him, Jesus, in his mission? He said it clearly. I've come to seek and to save those who are lost. The mission of God, he loved the world so much that he gave his one and only Son, that whoever believes in him would not perish, but have eternal life. The Father is not willing that any of his little ones perish, What will it take for you to anchor yourself in the priorities of your life that enable you to join Jesus in his mission?